Hey guys! Blaze posted an article on the website about the state of the game, and I feel like I want to weigh in on this. So, let's get into this. Alright, so I am going to be reading this out loud for you guys and giving you my thoughts as we go along. It's been a while since I addressed you all in a formal capacity, and I wanted to give you an update on our 6-month plan for AQ3D. Since January, we have been full steam ahead, pumping out some awesome updates for you all. From the Moistverse to Westmere to the new Siege of Souls, we've been having an absolute blast making content for you, and we've got so much more in store. So let's take a look over the current state, what's been happening over at AE and how we're moving forward. Okay. If you guys remember the 6-month plan, I have made a video about that as well. If you haven't seen that, I will link it in the description and in the top right corner of this video. But let's continue. The Moistverse was one of the biggest single updates we've ever done. We had a fun storyline, an awesome boss, tons of new items and a speedrun. With that comes major team investment though. Ardix and Mehmet wrote an amazing story, Oishi did great balancing and setting up the quests and drops, Dagger did a fantastic job on the Goblin Fuel fight, Avalon made an awesome parkour section and worked with Jurgen to make a beautiful map. Corin really came through on the animations, working with Zero to build new tongue technology and making the visually stunning Goblin Fuel fight background. We saw some feedback that we weren't progressing the story, but this was an amazing opportunity for all of us. We had known a deal was in the works and we were not sure of the timing, so we made our plan assuming that at some point we'd pivot to a massive event. I think overall the Moistverse event was definitely something that was great for the players, but also great for the team. It was incredibly gracious of Moist Critical and his crew to allow us to keep it in game as permanent content. We had a blast working on it, and it really set the tone for this year. It was undoubtedly the right move. Okay. I believe I was one of the people who was complaining that all of the resources went into this, not knowing at the time that it was going to be permanent. Now, the fact that Moistverse is permanent has definitely changed the game. In a way that new players will only ever need to be in the Moistverse to get new gear. It's completely scaled, you get all your gear there. There's no reason to do any of the other gear crafting in the progression of the game. Unless you like the look of it, because obviously Fashion Quest 3D. I do very much like the fancy potion farm that's going on there. That I really do appreciate. I feel like the fact that this is the place to get easy gear throughout every single level, yeah, it removes the struggle of having to farm materials to craft gear according to your level, but it makes a lot of that feel useless. Alright. Westmere. Westmere was another massive update that was received very well. We loved seeing you all post pictures of your explosive escape from the mines. Lucian did an amazing job on making the map, working closely with Titan and Clarion to really bring this area to life. This update helped us progress a storyline while also increasing the quality of early game content, which was one of our explicit goals. On top of that, we were able to do a bit of work on the adventure menu to make the early user experience better as well. There's still work to be done in the early game, but this was a solid start. Okay, so I do agree that Westmere, the new Westmere update is really good. I very much enjoyed the dungeon there. Although I've seen more pictures of people not getting the explosions on mobile than pictures of people actually posting the explosion. Mobile users always getting the short end of the stick. I do very much appreciate that early game is being worked on. This is really good for the game. And we're getting to Siege of Souls. Okay. It is expected that any MMORPG worth its salt has PvP, and oh man, did our PvP bring some salt. Love it or hate it, our new game mode was a pretty big step forward. We really wanted to deliver a player versus environment versus player mode, so that there was a little for everyone, and I think that we did deliver on that. On top of that, because we were able to reuse lots of assets and resources, we were able to move towards our goals of looking at combat overall. We looked at combat as a whole, from fighting trash mobs, bosses, challenge bosses, or other players, and determined the best way to improve the feeling of combat was to emphasize the fun in every class. If you look at our round of changes on the classes, they were all designed to make the classes overall feel better to play. Overall, I think that Rebel and Bat did a fantastic job, and next we're going to be doing a pass on cross skills, so be on the lookout for that. Okay, so my thoughts. I'm not a PvPer. It was kind of fun on PTR. I will not be doing this on live servers because I do not like PvP on live servers. I know there's a lot of people who really do not like PvP, and I wouldn't say I'm against it. I wouldn't say that PvP is a waste of resources, because I know there's also people who really like PvP. But putting that aside, the class changes. You know I'm not happy about the pirate nerf. You know for a fact I am really not happy about that pirate nerf. Pirate does not feel better. Pirate feels like I have to get to my last bullet and my fingers automatically press the reload button when I get halfway through, and my damage is just lower overall. Please buff pirate. Now, it's interesting to know that there's gonna be a change to cross skills, and I am a little scared, but I will comment on those changes when it happens. We made the announcement a bit ago, but it is worth noting our new release schedule. Doing one large-scale release a month and having a light release really helps us focus on giving you guys bigger updates that can really knock your socks off. Moistverse, Westmere, and Siege of Souls were the first 3, and you'll have to stay tuned for the next ones. We've got really exciting stuff coming up. I know you guys are feeling for more stories, and I'm glad to tell you we have one coming soon. I'm assuming this is talking about the Nolgath stuff. As someone who barely plays AQ Worlds, I'm not very familiar with it. But I am happy that we're gonna see big updates. Pretty much guaranteed is what I'm reading here. So I'm happy to see that. The community has always been what makes our games great. The AQ3D community has been awesome with the way you guys help each other and help us, which is why we have been working with the community more. The community spotlights in the design notes, having staff appear on podcasts, interacting on social media. It's all been super fun, and we intend to keep doing this moving forward. I do agree, AQ3D has a great community, and I am aware that most of us are complaining a bit often, and it might come off as nagging. But I promise, a lot of people have good intentions with that. We're just trying to give you guys a little bit of a push in the right direction. I was definitely surprised about the spotlight in the design notes. As someone who has had a feature in there, I really wasn't expecting it, to be honest, and I'm very grateful for it, honestly. Also, having staff appear on podcasts, I don't know if that includes my casual tier lists that I've done with Blaze and Avalon, but sir, maybe I don't want you in my videos. Have you thought about that? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. We got a lot of feedback from you guys, whether that's from social media, support tickets, whispers in-game, etc. We love hearing from you all. Seeing this many people care enough to reach out is truly incredible, and we are trying hard to act on that feedback. One of the biggest pieces of feedback we get is about mobile optimization and connection. We hear you. Honestly, it's not as easy a problem to solve as you might think, but we've got ideas and it is a problem that we are hoping to have some solutions for this year. We did have an awesome time working with you guys on the PTR this month to make Siege of Souls a success, and I want to shout out to the PTR crew, everyone waking up early to join in our tests and giving us feedback on changes was a huge help. That really felt like we were making the game with the community again, and I'm really excited to do stuff like that more in the future. I think it is great that mobile optimization is being addressed here, because that is definitely a big issue, and that's been going on for years now. So I'm super happy that that is being addressed right now. The downside of addressing that issue is that it's a very sensitive issue to many players, and you're gonna have to follow through on this one. Also, I want to say that PTR definitely is fun. I am usually on PTR whenever something new drops. I don't think I was there for most of the matches, but I was definitely there for a few of them, and yeah. It was fun. As we look over the next few months and then the rest of the year, we are very excited and optimistic. A new saga is on the horizon with big events like Grenwalk and a Friday the 13th coming up as well. While we are moving towards our goals, we still want to deliver high quality content for you guys. Additionally, there's some new improvements coming to town and the early levels, so be sure to be on the lookout for those in future design notes. Alright, so I was aware of the events, Grenwalk, Friday the 13th. I was aware of the early game improvements that are being mentioned. You guys are changing Babylon though? Really? Improvements as in tear the place down, or improvements as in we're getting the buildings that aren't currently open to us? Because there's a big difference there. Okay, so overall, what I'm seeing here is Blaze doubling down on the content so far, which hasn't all been good, but I feel like most of it has been good. I also appreciate that just by reading this, you can tell that the community, especially the part that's been complaining, is being heard and things are being addressed. So that is a really good thing here. When it comes to the initial 6-month plan, I don't think everything is gonna be met, honestly. But we have seen a good start, and it is expected that AQ3D development is slow. It has been for years, realistically. It's going to be slow. But I think so far, most of it has been good. So that was it for this video. As always, a big thank you to the members of the Dragon Court. If you want to be a member of the Dragon Court too and get a special badge next to your name and access to behind the scenes footage, hit that join button under this video. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!